is the doubling rule, you ask? In English, we have 3 major spelling rules, and they all have to do with when we have a base word and we need to attach a suffix to the end. And so the 3 rules are the doubling rule, the drop the E rule, and the change Y to I rule. And we'll cover these 2 in a different video. So what is the doubling rule all about? Here's what we need to know. If you have a 1-syllable word, win, so win, 1-syllable word with 1 vowel, a short vowel, it, and 1 letter after it, you double the N before adding a suffix, but the suffix has to start with a vowel. Let's try this again. 1 syllable, hop, 1 vowel, aw, and 1 letter after the vowel. That says hop. We have to double it because the suffix starts with a vowel. So that becomes hopped. So what if that was not there? I would ask my students, what would that say? And they have to read that word. So how are they going to read it? They need to know, well, whenever you're teaching the 3 major spelling rules, they need to know what a base word is. They need to know your basic CVC, CCVC, CVCC words. And of course, in order to do that, they need to know their short vowels. Magic key is also helpful to know so that when you get words spelled like that, you can say, oh, what does that say? What does that E do to the O? Uh-oh. It reaches over and makes that say, oh, so this word is, and get them to read it. Don't tell them. That's going to be a really important part of learning this rule. So we have to add the P so the E can't reach over. And they really like that story where the E can't, it tries, and it can't make that say, oh, hopped. And same with hug, 1 syllable, 1 vowel, 1 letter after. When don't we use this rule? Well, come on over to this side. You tell me, why do we not double the D? Because the EA is not 1 vowel, it's 2. And why not in melting? Because the LT is 2 letters here, not just 1. And same with wished. And why not sets? Why don't we double the T? Don't forget, your suffix has to start with a vowel. So on that note, you want to teach students that what a vowel suffix is and what a vowel suffix is not. And so you can do a little card sort to show them the difference. Even though they might just know ED and ING and S at this point, it's okay. They can kind of, as you go along, you're going to be showing them lots of suffixes. You also want to do a little card sort to show them you've got your 1 syllable, 1 vowel, 1 consonant words here, and you can get them to do, no, we don't double that because that doesn't start with a vowel. And do we double this? Yes. What would that say? And you can do all kinds of things while you're sorting and working with, do we double the P? Yes. How about in these words? Do we double, if we want to print raining, do we double the N? No, 2 vowels. How about closing? No, different rule. And there are 2 letters after the vowel. And how about sanding? 2 letters. How about peak? And so on. So you're going to, also when they're reading, you can talk about, or when they're spelling, if droped, and they're trying to spell dropped, you can say, well, what does this say? And they say dropped. You can just point out, that E is going to go over and make that O say, oh, and what is that word? And get them to read it. Same with flipped. And they start to read flipped and flipped and flipped and flipped, and they really get the hang of that. You can even use a little cheat sheet for them if you want. Also note that there are some exceptions to this rule. We're not going to double an X or a V. And then I like to remember, whenever you're teaching this, you want them to spell doubling rule words, write sentences with doubling rule words, and very specifically, and then read decodable text. Speaking of decodable text, I also, when I'm reading with students, I might say, oh my goodness, how many doubling rule words are on this page? And we count them. 1, 2, 3, and so on. So that is the doubling rule, one of the 3 great spelling rules. Ta-da!